Freek. Come on. You gotta rap with your mic, Big Freek. Come on, let's get it.
Y'all put me to the test here.
You gotta dance, bro. Gotta get up on this shit.
I left the dancers in the car. Toss. Booty better be clean. She act right in public, but that head game mean.
Mean.
Eat it up like it's poutine.
Yeah.
It's a demi-suture scene. Bitch, go pop that pussy, 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 pussy.
Pop that.
Gushy, 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 gushy. Dancing on the... It's a money shower, bitch, and Freek the one to blame.
Huh? What?
They ain't got no budget. I do what they can't.
Huh?
Eat it, beat it, skeet it, delete it. That's the shit I'm on.
Yeah.
Then delete, Freek, gang strong.
Huh?
She on that freak gay shit. I get the bread, then I don't hit that hoe back.
Let's get it.
I get the bread, then I don't hit that hoe back.
Let's get it.
Freak gang shit.
Huh?
She on that freak gang shit. I get the bread, then I don't hit that hoe back. I get the head, I get the bread. Precious.
Who's this?
Suki.
Okay.
Oh, pride.
Dumb?
That Toronto in there.
Yeah, she did the Toronto. Are you dumb? Yeah.
Freak.
Suki's cold.
Then I don't hit that old back. I get the bread, then I don't hit that old back. Toss. That's Club God from Houston right there. I get the bread, then I don't hit that old back. I get the bread, then I don't hit that old back.
That's disrespectful. You get the head, you get the bread, and you don't hit the whole back. Why not?
Eat it, beat it, delete it. What we doing, bro?
I kind of want to do it twice. Like, can we do it one more time? Don't delete it yet. Like,
that's how you get
eat it,
caught
beat
up.
it, then go again. Eat it, beat it, then delete it. Times two.
That's on you, bro.
But you already know what it is, man. It's the Man Them Show. It's your boy Vegas.
It's your girl, Kaylani.
Betsy's in the back. Got a big special guest. We got Rich in the back too, but we got a big special guest. He's from the city, but you know, his home base is somewhere else. You know, when you're like a boxer and you're from here, but your home base is like Catskill, New York or something. But this is big motherfucking Freek. The biggest Freek is Big Freek in the motherfucking building, man.
Yes, sir. Freek Boi.
Freek Boi.
Yes, sir. Big
All
Freek.
right. What's going on, brother?
Shout out all the freaks.
Hey, glad to be here. Appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, for sure, bro, for sure. I spoke to you maybe like last year on the Fleet DJ Network. Actually, we spoke about the same song. We spoke about the same song. We didn't drop it yet. What's the holdup? Why haven't this record been dropped? Is B King holding it up? What's he on?
No, everything's good. Video shot is ready to go. Just my team decided this. So we were getting ready to drop this, and my team decided that the one that we went with, Love Spell, kind of a more radio friendly record. They decided that was going to be a better look, so we dropped that. It's doing really good. You know, it's got really good momentum. Picked up on like 14 or 15 radio stations. The video's about to drop on BET. And so that was a good look. Now we're gonna get with the ratchet and hit them with this one next in the new year. This will be the next single.
Ooh, for summer? Gonna drop for summer?
That shit, you gotta heat it up. Heat it up for the summer.
That's what's up. How important is having an artist like B King, first of all, because I think he did FNF, right? Did he do that? No, that was no, B King. What other song did this guy do?
B King got a lot of songs. His catalog's crazy.
Yo, but he has this one like this crazy ass record that he dropped. But anyways, there's that and like Sukihana. Now Sukihana's been in the news. She's been all over. She's viral. How important was that for you? Like, how did that even come about? Like,
I mean, the song's been around for a minute. The I put B King on it first.
Okay.
So I was in Houston. I went over to B King house. We recorded the hook, and we took the hook and we chopped it up a little bit. So we had the hook, we had the song. It was me and I actually had 2 verses at first. Then we put a feature on another homie from Texas, and the song was dope. But then the Suki feature came along, and I was like, man, we gotta put Suki on here. You know, Freak Gang. You know, she perfect for it. So we put Suki on it, and the other song, the other verses, that's another new song that you get to like next fall. But we had the chance to get Suki, we had to put her on there.
Yeah, that's important. That's important.
Were you actually in the studio with her?
With Suki, no, I sent it out. So my manager is real close with her manager, and it was just like he said it like, hey, Suki said she'll jump in the songs, send it over. We sent it over, and she sent it right back. And then as soon as we got it back, we shot the video. So like a month or 2 later, we went to Atlanta. So we shot the Suki part in Atlanta, and then we went to Houston and shot the B King part in Houston.
That's crazy.
That's
So
crazy.
it's just quick, boom, 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 boom.
It just all came together, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the song had been around a minute. Like, you know, when we came back to B King, it's like, oh, finally you're doing something with this, huh? Like it had been a minute. So, but then it all came together. The original version with B King was hard. Like, people liked it, but there was something missing. And as soon as we put Suki on that bitch, like, it was time to go. So we got the video shot right away.
I was about to say, even the snippets that I saw looks really juicy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the video is beautiful. Like, beautiful women. We shot it at the Atlanta mansion in Atlanta. It's an ex-football player. Eddie owns this mansion. They shoot a lot of videos there. So it's crazy. It's like set up for videos. So there's hot tubs all over the house. And so we went there. We shot the video. It was crazy because Suki was coming from Miami. And so she was supposed to get in at like 7 p.m. and the flight got delayed. So then she got pushed back to 10. And so we were there and we pushed the shoot back. We were there. We got everything shot. And we were just sitting there waiting for Suki. Her plane got taken to Charlotte instead of Atlanta. So she had to go to Charlotte to Atlanta. And literally, there's no other females in the game that would have shown up for that video shoot. You know what I'm saying? They'd have been like, I'm tired. I'm going home. I'm not doing this today. But Suki's a soldier, man. She showed up like 2 a.m. She got there. And all the other girls, everybody's kind of, you know, feeling it, coming down from their buzz from we were partying and stuff. So everybody's kind of in a, you know, bad mood. As soon as she showed up, the energy got better. But we didn't finish shooting that video till about 6 a.m.
Okay.
That's dope, bro. Is Houston like your second home?
Nah, really Dallas. You know, like Dallas is. I lived in Dallas, and that's where I, you know, originally started doing music was in Dallas.
Why did you choose to go to Dallas? Out of all the places in the States, you went to Dallas.
I don't know. It was kind of a fluke. Like, actually, a guy who was like my best friend, he was up here. You know, we knew he's from Texas, and he was up here with me, and he was like, you know, I lived in Texarkana, Texas, which is like a country town in there. But then I came back here. He came back and said, man, forget Texarkana. Let's just go to Dallas. You know, we were like, you know, he was like, let's just get a spot. So we got a spot in Dallas and just fell in love with Dallas. Like, I didn't know anything about Dallas really when I went there. Or I didn't know much about Texas when I went there. I was young. But it wasn't like I expected. Like, it was live. You know what I mean? It was really cool. The scene was really cool. I mean, you could be an artist in Texas and nobody else really has to know about you. You could be rich.
For real, eh?
Yeah, just because there's so many shows. Like all the little towns, they all have clubs. So you could hit all those little clubs, you know, like, you know, Tyler, Texas, Texarkana, Texas. And they're little towns, but the clubs be packed. So, you know, you get good shows. Artists could be like really rich, you know,
Everything
and
big in Texas.
right. Everything, they could be really rich and just be independent, not have to deal with labels and stuff, not even leave Texas. Like B King is, you know, he's a legend in Texas. He can do shows every week, you know, and get paid. He lives in a mansion, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of these rappers fake like they got money. Texas rappers got money.
Is that the problem here? Is that what we're missing in our infrastructure in Toronto? Like, there's not something like what Dallas has, or even any of these little cities in the States. Like, is that what's missing in Toronto?
I think it's just math, man. Like, there's just not enough people. There's not enough people that like urban music. There's not enough people that will pay $40 to go to a show at the club. There's not enough people that will, you know, pay $1,200 for a section to go see Big Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Boogie, I tell people about Big Boogie and trying to be like, who's that? And shit, he's like the hottest artist in the South. You know, he's getting like 50 a show, every show packed out. I've opened for him 3 times, and all 3 times it's been a sellout. Like, and so that's the difference. It's just really the population, the numbers first of all, and then people willing to spend the money to go out and see these shows and support.
That's crazy. Got anything back there?
Just more about your upbringing. Like you're originally from Toronto?
Yeah, I was born here, and then like I said, moved to Texas and kind of took that culture. When I got there, you know, like Texas music is like screw music. Screw music was real. Like DJ Screw, you know, R.I.P. But he created that whole lane of screw music. And when I got there, I was like, this is terrible. You know what I mean? Like, well, I can't listen to this, man. And I just wasn't feeling it at all. And I can't be fake. Like, I can't like something just because it's hot. It's just not in me. I could try, but it's not gonna last but a day or two. And that screw music, I just couldn't get with it. Like, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then my homeboy gave me this tape, and it was Charlie Boy and Tight. You know, Charlie Boy, he got the #1 song with Monet, the girl Monet.
Nah,
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that.
What's the song? I look on my mama.
On my mama.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's Charlie Boy, and Charlie from the country in Texas.
Yeah.
So him and Tight, they did this mixtape under a label called Dirty Third. I'd never heard of any of them, and they gave me this screw tape, and man, I fell in love with that tape. Like I literally fell in love with it. Just it was great. So I really started liking the screw music, and the crazy part is me and Tight became. When we started doing music, we became like that's my best friend in the music game, like in Texas. So me and Tight actually, my first mixtape was me and Tight, and then my first big song was with Charlie Boy called Southern Girls.
That's dope.
So what was your style before? Like, were you rapping before you went to Dallas?
Nah,
Or you started rapping in Dallas?
I never wanted to be I never planned to be a rapper, man. I always liked rap. I always liked the music. I was more into athletics and stuff like that.
Football.
Nah, baseball really.
Baseball?
Yeah.
You don't look like a baseball guy.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little heavy right now, but you know.
That's what
Yeah.
makes you look like a football guy.
Yeah, nah, baseball was it. And I was more into that. And I actually before I ever went in a booth, somebody said they'll sign me to their label to be
Really?
a rapper. Just because of the look, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of had that look in Texas, and I stood out.
Yeah.
Like, you have to understand, in Texas, there's like, it's very, I wouldn't say racist. Like, people think Texas is a racist place. I don't think that, but it's a very separatist place.
Segregated, yeah.
Segregated. You know, I could go 2 weeks and not see a white person in Texas.
Really?
So I kind of, you know what I mean, I had a different kind of swag and different, and this guy, he said, like, look, I want to sign you right now. And I was like, what, are you crazy? I'm like, I never even been in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was, you know, and then a couple years later, I was just messing around and got in the studio. I made my first record. I really started this shit just as a lick. I was like, look, this is a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna win because it's a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I probably got one album in me because that's all I got to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck I'm gonna talk about after that?
Yeah.
So I made the first song, and it was literally on the radio the next day. It's called Easy Money. And it was crazy because, you know, you rolled around the hood and like people are at the car wash bumping your song.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, whoa, this shit is easy. I told you this shit is easy. And then I never had a song on the radio for like 3 or 4 more years.
Oh, really?
But you know what I mean? Like it was a lick at first, and I took it as that. So I wasn't very good at it. I didn't work very hard at it. I had expected everybody to do everything for me. All I had to do was show up, and you know what I mean? I was gonna be a star. And nothing in life happens like that. And I kind of, you know, went through a lot of shit over that. I was blessed with a lot of opportunities that I always tell people are a blessing and a curse, because it made it seem like it was gonna be too easy for me at first, at the beginning of my career. And I kind of took it easy. And then I learned you have to work no matter who you are. If you stop working, you're done. So that's kind of how the music started. I was terrible in the studio. But that first song was hard. I still like that first song today. You know what I'm saying? It's real Texas. It's slow. Like, if you played it here, people are like, what the fuck? You know, but in Texas, it was hard. You know, and they played in the club a little bit, but like when they're washing their cars with the, you know, the slabs and shit, that shit would hit the fucking speakers, and it was a hard record.
Would you say Texas is a dangerous place? I know Texas is a state, but like where you came up, like, is that like, would it be as dangerous as it is in Toronto? Would it, or would would it be heightened, like the danger?
I mean, like Toronto, look, I'm always feel weird to do these kind of interviews because I don't want to speak bad about anything. And I don't want somebody to say, oh, he doesn't know. But it's just numbers, right? Like in Toronto, I don't know, like 300 murders a year. That's a lot in Toronto.
Yeah, I would say.
I mean, 300 murders a month, you know what I mean? It's like, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere is dangerous. Everywhere is dangerous. But, I mean, Texas is like, everybody has a gun. When you leave the club, every single person has a gun in the car. Everybody has, and I'm not talking about a pistol.
I was about to say it's the South. They got shot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember being in the club, walking out the club, and with red beams on people and shit like that. Like,
Just like that.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, my last show got shot up with AK-47s. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different culture, and it's not good. I'm not glorifying. I don't like any of that shit. I got security. You try to be as safe as possible, but you know what I'm saying? But Texas, usually you know if you're in the wrong spot. So like one of my favorite features I have is Mo 3. And Mo 3, you know, if he didn't pass away a couple years ago, he was like gonna be the biggest star. And he got killed right on the street, bro, like right on the highway. Right in Oak Cliff, right? So I mean Texas, I mean it's a lot more, every major US city gonna be a lot more dangerous than here.
They say Mo 3 was like the next, what, the Tupac, they said? He was better than Tupac? Somebody
He was
said
different.
that.
He could sing like
He was
3.
What Rod Wave is right now, that should be where Mo 3 should be.
But-
Probably even bigger.
But 3 had a better image, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he could rap too. But the thing about 3 that's undeniable is how real he was. Like he died exactly like,
How
you know what I mean? Like that's why I live, bro. Like I didn't spend a whole lot of time with him, but what I got from him, he was super talented. Like he sounded better without the auto-tune. That's how talented he was. He didn't have to write shit. He could do 10 songs in a day and not write shit. But he lived that life, you know. Like he told me straight up. He said, "I don't even have ID."
That's so American.
He had to fly to shows. He'd fly to shows with his birth certificate or driver's license or some shit.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have to let him on. Like he didn't have no driver's license. Sorry, but he had 0 photo ID. He owned like 3 or 4 cars, had no license. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mo 3 was as real as they come. He's an actor, all that shit. I mean, you know, Boosie, that was like Boosie was his like OG.
He's OG.
Yeah. So 3, you know, had everything in front of him, man, but he just couldn't get out of them streets like that. And it wasn't, I don't know if he was making money in the streets, but the beef he couldn't stay away from. So he was like from North Dallas, and the people he was beefing was like Yellow Beezy, you know, Yellow Beezy?
Yeah.
And Trap, and those guys, they were all friends, I think, at first. Then they started beefing, so then your beef becomes their beef and all this stuff. 3 got caught over in the cliff one day on the highway, and they got him, you know what I mean? That's what happened.
It's unfortunate. Like
Horrible.
it happens to like always like talented acts. Either they die or they go to jail. You know, we're just talking about that. It's like, how do you like maneuver? Like I know you talk about more of the shotties, them, and you know, like
Hey, big freak. That's how you maneuver. That's how you
You know what I'm saying?
maneuver.
Do you think that's the cheat code to just kind of be in the game and kind of just, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I try to stay away from as much bullshit as possible. Boosie, like early in the game, Boosie told me, he was like, you got to have the people around you that like forget hiring security that's just paid. Like you have to have people around you that actually care.
Yeah.
That when the shots go, you know what I mean, they're going to be around. And so I try to keep those type of people around. It's funny because my manager, he used to talk bad about my security because my security I have in Atlanta, the one guy, he was always my favorite from day one. But he wasn't the biggest dude and you know what I mean? Like he liked when I had like 6'4" guys. But my security now, Chappelle, he's just, you know, he's not a real, like a 200-pound dude. But he's gonna, you know, he takes care of business. Well, the last thing when the club, you know, went crazy on the last show, I was already finished. I was chilling in my section. We were having a great time. They went crazy. And Chappelle just stepped up when they started firing. Everybody's running. He's standing over me with the fuck, like, what? You know what I'm saying? And he had my back. My manager after that, they said, man, whatever Chappelle with us all the time from now on. You know what I mean? Like totally changed his opinion because when the bullets start flying, that's when you need them.
That's when shit
You know
gets
what I'm
real.
saying?
Matters, yeah.
When the girls are around, we're popping bottles. You don't really need them.
Yeah.
When they start, you know. So Boosie said that. He also told me, he said, like, don't just have security, like, with you. Have like, people, other places in the club that, making sure you're good.
Yeah.
And when I shot the video with Boosie, it was crazy. We shot it in the hood in East Atlanta, and his manager came in first, and it was just us in there. There was nobody in there. His manager came in first, chopped it up. Then like 2 or 3 dudes just kind of came into the club, and then about 10 minutes later, Boosie came in. I never saw those 3 guys again.
So good.
You know what I'm saying? And the club was empty.
Yeah.
One went over there, one went over there, one went over there, and those were the shooters. Like if something
Yeah.
popped off, they had Boosie. But I didn't see, they weren't drinking, they weren't doing this, they were mixing into the wall.
I was about to say they were shot. I was like, they're supposed to be. They gotta be on point.
Yeah, so that's how Boosie moved, you know what I'm saying? I kind of learned from that. And the biggest way to avoid drama is stay away from drama.
Yeah, for sure.
In Atlanta, when I'm recording, I don't go to big studios as much anymore because crazy stuff pops off. In their recording, they're gonna shoot the dice game at the front. Dude comes to the back to get the AR. And I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. Why are we doing this when we could do this, in a private studio? Some people like that drama. Some people like that energy. I like to stay away from it.
Is Atlanta seems to be the spot? Because you just said like you and Boozy went to go film a video there, right? And you just talk like a lot about being in Atlanta. A lot of times we hear like artists in Toronto like they want to go to New York, LA. I don't hear a lot of them really saying that they're going to Atlanta though. So would you say like that's a go-to spot like that they should tap into?
Atlanta's the go-to spot.
Okay.
Like New York, there's not much to, you know what I mean? Like Atlanta's where everybody pops off. All the clubs.
It's Black Hollywood.
All the strip clubs, everything's there. I really started working in Atlanta when I shot the video with Boosie. I just met some people, ended up meeting the guy who's now my engineer, Tony. And Tony's crazy. He worked for Babyface for a long time. So all those like 90s R&B, he was in the studio with all of them.
Not Aaron Hall though.
I'm sorry?
Not Aaron Hall.
Bro, they just finished a record. Like that whole clique. So listen to this. He just finished a record with Damian Hall.
Oh, okay, good.
No,
good,
like
good.
I'm talking about
not
like,
Aaron though. Because you know what I'm saying, Aaron's on some allegations right now.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right. But Damian Hall, they just finished the record, and the dude who produced it is a guy named Jay Hot, and Jay Hot produced my record that's out right now, Love Spell. Jay Hot's Teddy Riley's nephew.
We were just talking about Teddy Riley too.
Into a bigger network out there, I guess.
I mean, I got lucky. Like I said, I met my manager when I was shooting the video with Boosie, and he's the biggest booking agent in Atlanta. So everybody he knows know me because we show up all the time together. Yeah. Who else was there? The video director was a guy named Marco Stees. He shot the video. His next video was with Future.
Wow.
I met after we did that is I went to the studio and met this guy Bad Clad, who had just finished working with Doja Cat. And so he was stupid talented. He introduced me to Tony. So it just kept going like that. And so I was like, I was in Atlanta 2 times a month. Like I just recorded in Atlanta. Now we got to set up where I can record here and send it to Tony. But, like I just got off the phone with VA before I came in here. It's like, what are you at? Like, you got to get back here. What are you doing? We got to get in the club. What's up? And if you look at my IG, I put up these things called Tour Life.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that.
And in one of the clips, you'll see VA. I'm talking with my boy Twee, who's from here, and me and Twee are talking on the roof, and you see the CN Tower, and then VA comes on the phone, and you'll get an idea of VA if you listen to that. VA is crazy.
VA booking.
Yeah, but he's the best. He's literally, really, he's like a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't mess with VA, so he gets shit done.
Jesus.
Okay. No, hold
You
on.
want to go?
We got to get
Too
to
much
the...
gems.
Yeah, there's gems in there, but I got to get to the name now.
All right.
What freak shit did you do to a girl that you said that you're a big freak? Because my name's Gutsy, and like certain man's tell me, yo, I can't even call you Gutsy because you know what I'm saying? It's fire. It's just this and that and the third. And I'm a freak. And for Toronto, it's wrong. I eat ass, I eat pussy. These guys are like, oh, da. So how the fuck did you get big freak?
Once again, it's a little bit different culture, right? Like in Toronto, the culture's, I don't know,
It's dry.
maybe conservative a little bit.
Yes.
So when I first went to Texas, I'll make a long story short. We're hanging out on this, on like the stoop. And my boys who I just met were on the stoop with some girls, I kind of walked up. And when I walked up, The one girl, they were like, "Who was that?" And the one girl said, "That's that Freaky Boy from Canada."
Don't kill me.
And so at the time they called me like ST. So then it went from when they said that Freaky Boy from Canada, my boys like, "Oh, that's Freaky T." So I went with Freaky T for a little bit. That was my first name when I first came out was Freaky T.
But why were you just calling you Freaky though?
I don't know. It was just a mix of the thing, right? Like I said, they called me ST. When the girl said that Freaky Boy, then my boy from Arkansas, he's like, "Oh, that's Freaky T." And so that we rock with that. I came out with that as a solo artist, and I did some stuff with a group, SG Inc. It was Freaky T. My song with Charlie was Freaky T. Mm-hmm. I took some time off, like 3 or 4 years. When I came back, the first song I did was called Freek Boi. And my partner's Grips, shout out to Grips, SG Inc. We talked about it. He said, "Man, why don't you, let's drop Freaky T, let's go to Freek Boi." And it kind of went with the song. I was like, "Bet, that's what it is, Freek Boi." And then what happened with Big Freak, it was funny because my IG got hacked. One of those they got a hold of my fucking IG and were like holding it hostage. And my IG was going good at the time, like really good. So I was pissed, I was depressed, and then I had to start a new one, and it was Big Freak. So now people come up with Big Freak or Freek Boi.
So at this time, are you eating ass? Are you doing any of this freak shit that you can actually claim that you really are a big freak, though?
Bro, if you're a freak, like, people say, what does freak mean? That means I'm down for whatever. Like, I'm gonna do whatever heterosexual act the person I'm with is into. I'm into it. I'm not gonna say no. But there's a caveat to that. You gotta trust that person. There's a difference between being a freak and being a whore. And you can't be a freak and a whore, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be a whore, you just better strap up, hit it, and get the fuck out.
Or do porn.
I'm saying. But if you're gonna be a freak, you gotta trust that girl. You gotta know where she's coming from to do all that freaky ass shit.
Does Big Freak have an OnlyFans out there?
Nah, but I've been thinking about it. I've really been thinking about it. Like, I was like, man, when we drop this Freak Gang record, we need a fucking Freak Gang OnlyFans, bro.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Suki make some cake on OnlyFans.
Been thinking about it.
I was about
For
to
real.
say that could work for you.
Yes,
the
I've been-
name. You got the music video.
I got the Dominican girls that love going crazy on only.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, yeah, you be more around.
I'm saying it. Don't, hey, when I do this shit, don't be fucking get me for copywriting shit. Like, I've been thinking about this.
No, that's don't worry, behind the scenes. The biggest freak. You know what I'm saying? You might have to do one of those ones, right?
I did have a song called The Freakiest Man Alive.
Really?
Yeah, and that was before all the, like, some of this crazy shit came out. I don't feel good about that song no more, so I put it away because it's some motherfuckers that's a little more freaky than me, but
Yeah.
I am a big freak.
Nah, if you can just do your thing and just, don't worry, you're a winner.
But it's a thing, right? If someone think we're gonna hook up for the night and I'm gonna be a big freak, that ain't happening.
That bitch better move.
Womp womp.
Who are some of the? You said Boozy was a guy that gave you like some really good advice. Is there any other people that we might know in the news or whatever that was like influential to your cause coming up as a young act?
So when I like first started, crazy. I didn't, like I said, it was just a lick. I wasn't really thinking about it. But I worked with Rodney Jerkins, Dark Child.
Wow. Wow.
Huge.
And
Wow.
and that was like, I'm not gonna say the height of his career. It was just a little bit past the height of his career, but he was still hot. Like, he was still getting 100,000 a beat when nobody else was.
Brandy Full Moon Time.
Nah, after that.
Oh.
When I fucked with him, he wasn't fucking with Brandy no more.
Really?
But it's crazy. He actually was messing with Cash Money at the time a little bit, but that I'm not gonna talk about that. But he was doing some stuff with them. So I was with Rodney, and so I got to watch Rodney move and the whole clique. Like, Rodney had a team. So he had his brother, I think LaShawn, Dom One. They had a whole like team, and they'd be in the studio and just write. And then like Jadakiss would come in and do a song. Silk the Shocker come in and do a song. A. Marie came in and done, you know what I mean? Like, all these artists would come in. And so I got to see him work and kind of really, saw how hard he worked. But that's part of the blessing and curse stuff, because I just figured I was with Rodney, I'm gonna be a star. It's done.
Right.
And we spent every day together for like, 18 hours a day in the studio. We're posted up at Metalworks.
Oh, it was out here?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And everybody would fly in. And we were there for like literally for 18 hours a day, bro. And And the last thing that he said, look, I'm gonna give you 3 beats. Remember, I personally took the beat to Eve and said, this is a $100,000 beat. That's what he was getting. He said, I'm gonna give you 3 beats. I need you to go with a local engineer, record the song, send them to me, and we're gonna get moving on this project. And I haven't talked to Rodney since. And I'm not blaming him at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not me talking bad. I'm saying just that's the business. That's how the shit went.
Business.
And Rodney wasn't the best with artists. You know what I mean? He had a bunch of talented artists a bunch of guys, you know, stupid. Some of them ended up doing really well writing, but none of them were big artists. You know, he just didn't do it. And then I literally, like I said, I haven't talked to him. I still talk to some of the other guys. And they see what I'm doing, they do that. But yeah, Rodney helped me with writing a lot, you know. And the thing that he talked about was stories. And just, you know, just how to write and make it more of a story than just kind of all over the place. A little bit of format to it.
Right.
Because I was young and, you know, I didn't understand 16 bars and all that kind of stuff. But the other thing that people don't know, Rodney was a really dope rapper. And he, you know, he was he's really Christian, really in the church. So all of his stuff was like Christian rap, but it was hard. And he was with Wayne for a weekend. I didn't go, but they were with Wayne for a weekend, and he came back like a totally different rapper. Because, you know, he saw Wayne didn't write that stuff. He just got in there and he's like, man, he came back, I got to do that. And he got in there and he did it like, if he'd have come out as an artist and gospel rap would have went, he'd have been one of the best. Like, he was really good.
A lot of the times producers are really good rappers or singers or something. Like, it's always those type of people. Ugly Money Michi, what's his name?
Ugly Money Neat.
How did you guys link up?
So like I said, VA is my manager there. VA is like the most connected dude. Nietzsche's there. I mean, so we'll be at all the same events.
Yeah.
And so he'll see me, be like, what's up? And VA, what's up? And so VA said, hey, we got to do the podcast with Nietzsche. I was like, bet, perfect. And so, you know, so we went over to the studios, we sat down. It was long. We went for like an hour and a half. It was dope. Talked about a bunch of stuff. And then we just kind of built that relationship. I was actually supposed to be in Atlanta a couple weeks ago and was going to sit down with Nietzsche to work with him, because I tell you one thing about Nietzsche's artists is they all are incredible performers. Like, incredible. And so we talked about, you know, I talked about, you know, getting in and doing some stuff with him, because whoever's working with his artist is, you know, different level of getting them to be great performers. So that's the last conversation I had with him. But he, you know, he'd be up on the tour life stuff. He's commenting and, you know, telling me he's proud of me and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Have somebody like that behind you.
He's the modern day Kevin Samuels.
Oh yeah?
Yes. he's the hood Kevin Samuels. Bro, him, like, the gal don't be saying some wild shit, and he be just like, yeah, so what do you bring to the table? And be like, no, I'm triggered. And he just be going off, fam. Like, I rate him. I gotta talk to him.
Do you see his artist? He got an artist named China Monet. I'm pretty sure it's his artist. Like, she always be there. Her song right now is I fuck, clean, fuck, shut up.
Oh, that's the theme song to sing. That's at the end of the end of the reels. I think that's the song that plays.
Oh, that's
and she's
crazy.
dope. Her personality, she's so dope. Like, such good energy, great performer. But that's her song. I clean, I fuck, I shut up.
Yeah.
Kind of different from what everybody else is saying, right? So,
hey man, gotta be different.
He's an entrepreneur, bro. Like, he built it from nothing, and he puts on like events for independent artists. Like, if a Toronto artist ever wants to do something like crazy, go to his Ugly Money Summit.
Ugly Money Summit.
Yeah, it's like a weekend thing, and just network and see what they do. And like, VA is one of the presenters, but he got everybody. He got Boosie there. You can perform in front of the labels. Shit. So Nietzsche's a real dude. Like, he's gonna do what he says. He's not a scammer.
Yo, I love that, bro.
He's dropping dimes here.
I wish the city was like that, man. Like, I wish the city was like that, but like you said, it's the population, it's the numbers, it's the money, the infrastructure. Everything is just working against Toronto acts. You know what I'm saying? Before I let you go, one thing that you would tell like the Toronto artists, or even like any artist watching this, what's that one thing that you did that you found was successful that you would want to tell people you need to do that too?
Before I get into that, I want to say something to the younger Toronto artists. And that's, you can't be a rapper and be in the streets. You can't do it. Like, I'm not saying, I understand everybody comes from where they come from, but that's gonna hurt your career. Let your boys do that. You do the music. Because as soon as you get a charge, you can't travel. You can't go to the States. And the States is where all the money is. So you cannot like do stupid things. I understand you gotta do what you gotta do, but stay away from that stuff if you're really trying to do this music. And let whoever else take care of that other stuff. Because as soon as you get that charge, it just handcuffs you. You can't go get the money. So that's what I have to say to the young rappers in Toronto is like, keep that stuff clean so you can travel and get the money because the talent here is crazy. And that's proven. Every time somebody gets to go across, you get to see what happens. They go crazy. Yeah. Like, fans love them. Fans love that they're from Toronto. A lot of, people from Atlanta, they can't travel to Toronto and we get to show them a glimpse of that. So use that to your advantage. It's not a disadvantage. It's only a disadvantage if you can't leave here. And then for me, the biggest thing for me was I've been close a few times in my career where I had, songs going good and a lot of momentum and something would happen in my life. The money would dry up. Somebody gets, some bad thing, whatever it was always a situation where the momentum stopped. This time it was COVID. And so I was really popping in Atlanta. The stuff was going great. COVID hit. And then you remember, we couldn't travel. Yeah. So I was stuck here. VA had to hold it down for me in Atlanta. And before I would have quit, I would have been like, man, this is some bullshit. But this time we pushed through it. And we did what we could do. So my best advice is when the wall gets put up, push through that motherfucker. Like, don't let the wall stop you. Because for me, I've admitted it. When I started doing this shit, it was a bit of a lick. So it was easy to say, fuck that shit. Mm-hmm. Now I love this shit. Like over the years, I love making music. I love being in the studio. I love shooting videos. I love all that shit. Mm-hmm. And I don't want it to go away. So when COVID comes or when this happens or that happens, the new me is kind of pushing through it. So that's why I say get a team around you that's going to help you push through the hard times.
That's what's up.
Who you tapping into in Toronto, if you don't mind, like?
I mean, man, so one thing, I don't know anything about the politics. Right? No, I'm just saying. I know nothing about the politics.
You said that last year. He said the same thing last year. Because I asked him.
I don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
I like who I like.
Yeah.
And so when I first started getting back into music and doing stuff, like Pressa was the first one that I was like, that's a star. That's a star. And, so I've always thought Pressa was a star. I mean, the Doobie, I like that shit. The Crook got that record out with Benji right now. And Benji's crazy. We used to do some stuff with Houdini, RIP, but you know what I'm saying? Like we did some stuff with him. Actually Mo3's producer came up and we're doing some stuff. But I really haven't worked with any artists in Toronto. I just did my first real song with an artist in Toronto, Justina JL, who was hot and she had some vocal problems and now she's back. So this is like her first song back and everybody's kind of anticipating it. So it's been crazy, like the stuff that's happening on social media for me when I did this song with Justina and we shot the video on Monday and she's gorgeous. She can sing. The video is going to be a movie. So I'm really excited about that. And then tonight I'm going to the studio to record with Bugatti Bonsu.
Oh, that's my dog.
So he showed up. He showed up to the shoot, and we got to know each other. We'd already planned to do the record, but he showed up to the shoot. We vibed. The chemistry was dope. And now we're looking for a Toronto female artist to put on the second verse of there.
Rapper or singer?
Rapper. And to me, the number one female in Toronto is Tay Lee. I really mess with Tay Lee. I like Goldie London. I think Goldie London is crazy. But Tay Lee for me she's a superstar.
You just put me onto Justina JL. She's bad.
God damn. Hey, and if you check out the stories, you'll see little clips of the video. She is super bad. She looked like Maya, right?
Yes. Yeah. She looks like a young Maya.
A thick Maya. A young thick Maya. Yeah.
I'm gonna follow her next.
Yeah, and her personality is crazy. She bubbly, like everybody loves her.
Yeah.
So she's a star.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So are you saying like out of all the acts you said, male and female, out of this city, you think Tay Lee has what it takes to cross over to the States, or is that a different conversation?
Yeah, I don't understand why she hasn't popped yet. Like to me, she looks great. Her performance is great. The lyrics are great. And her flow is great. Voice is great. Like, there's literally nothing missing, in my opinion.
I'll tell you why.
There's two
Because
reasons.
she never did the big freak move and go live there. That's why.
There's two reasons.
she-
She also doesn't have. She's on a hit to us, but she doesn't have a hit yet.
I think if she went to the States, she could get a hit.
She most definitely could.
Like, she could link up Love.
But we know why
Right,
she
link up
can't.
with Beat King.
We know
He's
why
linking
she
up with all these
can't.
people.
I shouldn't say why she can't. And that's personal. We don't want to talk about her personal, but like I think that's the reason what's holding her back.
And I'm not talking about specifically about anybody,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's hard to work with Toronto artists. So
Really?
like, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I put out, I talked to somebody, hey, I want to do a record with them. You can't even talk to them. You got to talk to their manager. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I got records with Kevin Gates. I got records with Tory Lanez. I got records with Suki.
Yeah.
I got records with Mode 3. Like,
Do you feel like it's disrespect
Humble
to you?
yourself.
no, not at all, not at all,
okay,
because they don't know who I am. I don't do shit here. I don't take it like that at all.
All right.
But my point is, like, you can get to American artists
Yeah.
because they're about their business. I'll sit in a Toronto artist DM for 6 months and they don't respond.
Jesus.
And that's money sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying come do this for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna pay a stupid price, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is business. Everybody, we in the music business. So, we pay for features, but they just sit in the DMs. And then when you talk to them, they shoot the craziest price ever. You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna shoot? You've never left Toronto and you shoot me a price crazier than Sukihana, who's got 1 million followers, on Love and Hip Hop, sold out shows everywhere, but you're gonna shoot me a price crazier than hers. And I'm like, or a male rapper, like you just shot me a price more than I paid for Kevin Gates. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. So that's the frustrating part about working with Toronto artists a little bit. Plus, I don't want to get anybody, you know what I mean? I like being able to move around the city and not worrying about shit.
Yeah.
So I take advice from my people, like, nah, you can't, I don't really want you to work with that person because of this, But from a music standpoint, I mean, there's tons of talent here. To me, it's a small mentality. The world is big, and somebody like a female artist, a lot of times they got to be developed. You know what I'm saying? They have to get with a producer that's gonna put that song in their hands. Like, Cardi B didn't write every lyric on those songs. I don't know what she wrote, but I know she didn't write every lyric. And there's nothing wrong if you're beautiful and you have the image and you have that, to have a professional writer write the hook for you.
That's right.
Like London J is London J for a reason. He's on everybody's stuff. He's wrote for everybody. He's a dope artist, but he gets paid because he's a dope writer. So, go if you're not getting the hit, all your songs are good, but you want a hit, go to a hit maker. Go to somebody who can make a hit.
Drop your ego. A lot of them.
Right.
We interview a lot of females from the city, and it's funny that you say that. We ask them that very question: would you take a record from somebody? And a lot of them do say no.
Yeah,
and we're like, that's a problem. Like, you should be able to, even if you're gonna switch it up and sauce it up to yourself.
Yeah,
that's fine, but be open to take a record from somebody.
Write your verses. Just let them write the hook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Write the verses. Just let somebody give you the concept that's gonna make you different. You know what I mean? It's still your record. You're still the creator behind the shit.
Yeah.
But like, do you want to have good records? Do you want to have, in the streets where people give you respect, or do you want to make money? And for me, most of the songs on the top 10 are people working together. Like I just told you about Dark Child. Yeah. There was 10 people in the studio writing that shit. You know what I'm saying? When Jada came in, nobody wrote Jada shit. Jada wrote his shit. He went in the booth and went crazy. But I'm saying, like, the beats, the melody, stuff like that, like, that's what they're there for. They're writers. And so, if you get with somebody that's, especially, you get with somebody that's got some fresh ideas and shit like that, they can spark you. I think when I did this song with Charlie Boy, we had finished the record and I didn't like the beat. So I went back to June James, who's like a platinum producer out of Houston. And I said, June, I need a new beat. He's like, bet. So he sent me a new beat. When he sent me the new beat, I had to re-record my stuff because it was and Metalworks, Drake was in there doing his album.
Which one?
I don't know. Like 2013, whatever that was.
Okay.
2013-ish.
Okay.
And so he was in there. All the rooms in there were Drake's people. Drake and his people. Well, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't Drake and an engineer putting that shit together.
Yeah.
Right? It was a bunch of producers.
Yeah, Drake and
And I'm not taking anything away from Drake. I think Drake's, one of the hardest artists in the game. His writing skills are crazy, all that stuff. I'm not trying to say anything like that. What I'm saying is get around creative people and they can help you make hits. The other thing is, like I told you when I started, I was like, I got one album because I ain't got shit to talk about. Well, now I can make all these songs because I see shit every day. I live. You know what I'm saying? I'm out in the world. I'm seeing shit. I'm experiencing shit. I'm not just experiencing 3 blocks. And so that makes writing a lot easier when you actually see shit.
That's facts.
There's nothing like going to the party and then come home from the party and get in the studio and make a record.
That's what I was telling you about my boy. The man went to fucking Cuba and he came back with a whole fucking album. We did the whole album the same day. Boom, bam. Writing, recording, editing, everything. And like his experiences just opened up my mind to mix better. You know what I'm saying? So that's facts. Fucking, oh man, yeah. So, nah.
Hold on, before you leave.
Yeah.
We obviously see there's obviously a whole leap of canceling going on, right? You seem like a guy that's seen a lot of the industry. And I don't want you to talk about anybody, but can you either confirm or deny, is there a lot of like crazy parties and crazy shit going on in the industry? Like have somebody invited you somewhere and you're like, nah, I'm good.
I could definitely confirm.
Say less. That's all I want.
I'm tired.
That's it.
And with that, make sure y'all tap into Love Spills.
Love Spell.
The record out now is Love Spell.
Love
produced
Spell.
by Jay Hot, and it's featured Nefertiti, who's like Snoop and Fat Joe Lover. Like they've been going crazy on Nefertiti out of Cleveland.
Dope.
The video's gonna drop on BET in like 10 days, 14 days. I think today we're gonna finalize when we're finally gonna get that thing on BET.
That's
Drop the video.
excited.
And we got a surprise guest in the video. The actress that like is with me in the video is my Love Spell. And that's, she's a Southern rapper.
I was about to say, did you finish that contest?
I'm gonna say
Contest
Bernice.
is hot. We got a few people that have gotten it right. It's gonna be closed out in
Lotto.
about
I
another
was
week.
one of them.
It's Lotto.
I thought it was
Lotto.
Bernice. I thought it was
Nah.
Bernice at
But-
first, but
Bernice would have. Hey, you right. Hey, she could be in this. Hey, she could be in this other. The new record I got out. It's me featured with Fat Pimp. It's called Where Your Mama. Bernice would have been perfect for that video.
Bernice.
Yo, I
But
need
nah.
to go to fucking Texas, dog. I'll be the truth in Texas.
Right. But nah, the video's good. She's a dope rapper. She's a star. Up and coming. You'll hear a lot from her, and she's like the co-star in the video. It's a pretty video. Shot in Atlanta and can't wait to drop it.
I can't wait to see it. Make sure y'all tap into the Man Them Show.
How,
Like,
let the people know how
comment,
they can get a hold
subscribe.
of
Let everybody know. You're not behind. Listen, you're
Sorry, my
You're
bad.
in the back is back of the back. Let everybody know how to contact you if you're taking beats, whatever the case,
Yeah.
emails, all that.
I don't really mess with TikTok. I tried messing with TikTok, but just the crossover and fan, I didn't like the way it was going to cross. So I don't really mess with my TikTok. Really, Instagram is where I just everything's at Instagram, and it's big.freak. So big.freek. So at Big Freak is the IG. I answer my DMs, man. I'm like anal about this shit because I can't imagine some money being in my DMs and I'm not gonna get it. so I answer the DMs. If it's not going anywhere, I'll block somebody. But you know what I'm saying? I've made some really good connections in the DMs. So I'll answer the DM. That's the best way to get in touch with me. If you want to send me beats, you can send it to freakyt@gmail. So FREEKYT@gmail, or just DM me and I'll send that to you. And take some beats, features, whatever anybody's looking for, bookings.
That's it. You heard it here first, man. It's the Man Them Show. Kalani, close it out.
Hey, it's your girl Kehlani. This is the Man Them Show. Our awesome guest, Big Freak here in Vegas.
And Vegas.
Bye.
Appreciate y'all.